On November 10, 2024, a powerful earthquake jolted Cuba, adding to a nation already grappling with hurricanes and an energy crisis. The 6.8 magnitude quake struck off the eastern coast, sparking fears of widespread destruction. This disaster follows Hurricane Rafael, which plunged the island into darkness days before, and an earlier hurricane in October, compounding Cuba's challenges. The epicenter was about 25 miles south of Bartolomé Maso in Granma province. Striking at a depth of 14 kilometers, its impact was felt widely. Residents in Santiago de Cuba reported intense shaking, describing it as the strongest they had ever felt. The tremors caused cracks in walls and damaged infrastructure. The earthquake also triggered landslides, adding to the destruction. The combination of hurricanes, the earthquake, and the energy crisis has created a challenging situation for Cuba. The earthquake exacerbated the challenges posed by recent hurricanes, leaving a trail of destruction. Hurricane Rafael, a Category 3 storm, had caused widespread blackouts and damaged homes and businesses. The earlier hurricane in October had also inflicted significant damage, resulting in fatalities and further disrupting lives. The cumulative impact of these disasters has strained Cuba's resources and infrastructure. The earthquake's timing couldn't have been worse, as Cuba was still reeling from Hurricane Rafael and an energy crisis. The hurricane had knocked out power, leaving millions in darkness and disrupting services. The earthquake further damaged power lines, complicating electricity restoration. The ongoing energy crisis has led to rolling blackouts, exacerbating hardships and hindering recovery efforts. The 6.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Cuba on November 10th was a significant seismic event, preceded by a 5.9 magnitude foreshock just an hour earlier. This foreshock, while smaller, served as a precursor to the larger and more destructive main quake. The close proximity in time between the two events likely heightened the anxiety and fear experienced by residents. The earthquake's relatively shallow depth of 14 kilometers amplified its impact on the surface, leading to more intense shaking and greater potential for damage. The earthquake's epicenter was located in a seismically active zone near the Oriente Fault, a major tectonic boundary between the North American and Caribbean plates. This region is known for its susceptibility to earthquakes, as the two plates constantly interact and grind against each other. The movement of these plates can release tremendous amounts of energy, resulting in powerful earthquakes. The Oriente Fault has been the source of several significant earthquakes in Cuba's history. The intense shaking caused by the earthquake was felt across a wide area, particularly in the eastern provinces of Granma and Santiago de Cuba. Residents reported feeling the ground heave and sway, with buildings shaking violently. The duration of the shaking, estimated to be around 30 seconds, felt like an eternity to those who experienced it. Many people rushed out of their homes and into the streets, fearing that their buildings might collapse. Despite the earthquake's magnitude and intensity, no tsunami threat was issued for Cuba or surrounding areas. This was because the earthquake's movement was primarily horizontal rather than vertical, which is less likely to generate a tsunami. While the absence of a tsunami was a relief, the earthquake's impact on land was substantial, causing widespread damage to buildings and infrastructure. The provinces of Granma and Santiago de Cuba bore the brunt of the earthquake's impact, with Palan experiencing the most severe damage. Buildings suffered significant structural damage, including cracked walls, crumbling roofs, and collapsed staircases. The earthquake also affected critical infrastructure such as power lines, roads, and bridges. As of November 10th, no deaths or serious injuries had been reported, a testament to the resilience of the Cuban people. The Cuban government mobilized emergency response teams to assess the damage and provide assistance. The earthquake's impact on Cuba's fragile economy was also a major concern. Section 4. A string of disasters, Cuba's recent challenges. The November 10th earthquake was the latest in a series of natural disasters that have struck Cuba. Just days before, Hurricane Rafael, a Category 3 storm, had caused widespread damage and blackouts. The hurricane's strong winds and heavy rains left a trail of destruction. The power grid was severely impacted, causing blackouts for millions. Another hurricane in October had already stretched Cuba's resources thin. The cumulative impact of these hurricanes and the earthquake added to Cuba's challenges. The string of disasters worsened Cuba's pre-existing energy crisis. The combined effects fueled social discontent and small protests. The government responded with a mix of repression and attempts to address the issues. In these trying times, your support can make a difference. consider contributing to relief efforts to help Cuba recover and rebuild. Section 5. Responding to crisis government action and international aid.